Just out for a walk on a February day in 2009 with her dog, a woman found a bone and called police. The place they were walking, the West Mesa. It looks real inviting, as you can see. As a result of the subsequent police investigation, authorities discovered the remains of 11 women and girls and a fetus buried in the area. They were between 15 and 32 years of age. Most were Hispanic, and most were involved with drugs and sex work. This maniac was dubbed the West Mesa Bone Collector. Let's get into it. The West Mesa, once you're outside of the city limits, can feel far away at even 2 miles from towns such as Albuquerque. It's vast, and some parts may not be stepped on by a human for decades at a time. Had Christine Ross not decided to walk her dog Ruka in this location and located a femur, these bodies may have never been found. Sadly, since then, Ruka has passed away.
Christine Ross and her dog Ruka were together for almost 15 years.
She was a people person, and she was just a sweet dog.
Their bond made even stronger through Ruka's discovery. She found a human bone on a walk, but little did they know there would be many more.
All of my friends and family know how Ruka is, know the relationship she's had with me, and the relationship and the correlation to the West Mesa women.
This was the most disturbing murder case Albuquerque police had ever seen, and it remains unsolved to this day. It took nearly a year for medical examiners to identify the decomposing victims, most of whom were Hispanic, all of whom were female. Reported missing between 2001 and 2005, they ranged in age from 15 to 32. The fact that all but one of the victims had links to sex work initially helped guide the police investigation for the serial killer they dubbed the West Mesa Bone Collector. But not even the FBI profilers were able to find the killer. To this day, only theories remained. There are 8 other women reported missing during this same time frame, and many believe that they are tied to this investigation. The question I have is, if 8 are reported missing, how many more are out there that aren't reported, that are definitely tied to this investigation and possibly in another mass grave somewhere, just waiting to be found?
Well, thank you, Liz and Chief and Mayor. So like everything else that we do within the city, we do it together, we do it jointly. This investigation has and will continue to be no different. The FBI and I acknowledge the pain and suffering of those relatives who are still going through this and living this on a daily basis. Like, I have many conversations with my family, some of which is in Spanish. I will say this in Spanish. Prometo ser la voz de las vidas que hemos perdido. We will continue to be the voice of those that no longer have a voice. I want to acknowledge the Albuquerque Police Department for the fine work that they have done on this investigation. And like it's been said today by Liz and others, we were part of this investigation from the very get-go, and this investigation is far from being done, and therefore our efforts are far from being done. We still regularly receive leads on this investigation, and we run every single one of them to ground. The FBI wants to remind the public that we are offering a reward of up to $50,000, and that's just from the FBI piece. Obviously, the reward is much higher than that. And we want to find that one key piece of information, no matter how small, that is going to give us the key that's going to break this investigation and finally provide some peace to the victims, some of which are here. Thank you for coming, Victoria. The FBI will do everything we possibly can to bring all our resources, to include anything that we perhaps didn't have available to us when we first started this investigation, which includes various technology. Somebody out there has information that could help us solve this case and bring closure to the many families. We're not going to stop until we bring that closure. So now is the time for someone out there that knows a little something to step up and be brave and share that information with all of us. So if you know anything, just like it was stated before, call Crime Stoppers or call us, 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov on the internet. In a newspaper article that I saw last year, Eleanor Griego, the mother of one of the victims, said, "I'm tired and I just want closure. Those girls deserve closure, but I don't know if they will ever get it." That's a strong statement. And all I can say to that is the FBI is working every day to honor Eleanor's daughter, Julie, and the other victims by doing everything we can to give them that closure. So at this point, I'll go and turn it over to the Chancellor.
The Smiley Face murder theory, also known as the Smiley Face murders, Smiley Face killings, and Smiley Face gang, is a theory advanced by retired New York City detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Dwart, as well as Dr. Lee Gilbertson, a criminal justice professor and a gang expert at St. Cloud University. It alleges that a number of young men found dead in bodies of water across several Midwestern American states from the late 1990s to the 2010s did not accidentally drown, as concluded by law enforcement agencies, but were victims of a serial killer or killers. As recently as 2017, Gannon and Dwart were examining evidence going back to the late 1990s that they believe connects the death of 45 college-age males whose dead bodies were found in water in 11 states, often after leaving parties or bars where they had been drinking. The men, according to the former detectives, often fit a profile of being popular, athletic, successful students, and most were white. After reviewing all of the information involved in this case for the last couple of years, I would have to agree with the detectives that there is either a very sick individual out there or a group of people working together on these murders. There's too much that can't be a coincidence in this. Let me know what you guys think. The Long Island serial killer is an unidentified suspected serial killer who is believed to have murdered between 10 and 17 people over a period of nearly 20 years and to have disposed of their bodies in areas on the south shore of Long Island, New York. Most of the known victims were sex workers who advertised on Craigslist. The victims' remains were found over a period of months in 2010 and 2011 after the disappearance of Shannon Gilbert resulted in a police search of the area along the Ocean Parkway near the remote beach towns of Gilgo and Oak Beach in Suffolk County. The remains of 4 victims designated the Gilgo Four were found within a quarter mile of each other near Gilgo Beach in 2010. 6 more sets of remains were found in March and April of 2011 in Suffolk and Nassau counties. Police believe the latter sets of remains predate the 4 bodies found in December of 2010. After extensive research into this case and reading many thoughts from other individuals, I would have to agree that James Bissett was probably the man that killed most of these victims. He worked in a nursery, and most of the victims were found in burlap. He was a main supplier of burlap in that region to other plant nurseries and places like that. He committed suicide 2 days after Shannon Gilbert's remains were found. So in my mind, I believe this serial killer is dead, but it's like police say, we're not certain, so he may still be out there working. Hey guys, if you like watching my content, please subscribe to the video and like it. Share it with your friends if you want. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.